boys and girls. Happy, what day is it? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I have a new setup. I got a little tripod for my camera for my video, so I'm just trying to figure out how it works. I think that's pretty good. And we got an umbrella for the backyard, so now I can sit out here and be in the shade and not be like dying from heat and sweat. So, because I love being outside. Anyways, happy Tuesday. I have a couple jokes. I'm not doing facts today because my story is a little bit longer than normal, but not long enough that I can't squeeze in a couple jokes. So, first one. What should you never eat on July 4th? Firecrackers. And what did the bee say to the flower? Hi, honey. All right, so here we go. So this is another new book that I got. It's called Violet the Pilot. Her inventions will take her sky high. So it's about a girl named Violet who came up with some kind of an invention. So let's read on and find out what it's about. Here's some drawings of her plans, what she wants to invent. We can look at the picture and kind of figure out what she might have made. Obviously it says pilot, so she's an airplane, but she's gonna be a pilot, so she made an airplane. You can see like this is like a surfboard, this is some kind of a box. She got her used different wheels and a bunch of other little gadgets, and there's her dog with her. All right, Violet the Pilot. Written by Steve Breen. Everyone in town knew that Violet Van Winkle was a little different. For starters, she and her parents lived in an odd-looking house next to the junkyard her father had managed. And while other girls were playing with dolls and tea sets, Violet played with monkey wrenches and needle-nosed pliers. Those are both a type of tool. Oh, here we go. It's windy out. Oh my God, the breeze feels so good. Today's hot. All right. Oh, and she's looking at, if you could see, the magazine she's looking at is called Popular Science. Violet was a mechanical genius. By the time she was 2, she could fix almost any broken appliance in the house. By 4, she could take apart the grandfather clock and completely reassemble it. Since she didn't have any friends aside from her dog, Orville, she would spend hours tinkering with things from the yard. Violet's parents were very proud of her, although they weren't too happy the time she put a lawnmower engine on her cousin's tricycle. And there she is with the dog, playing with all the parts, and then you could see her right there, and there goes her, what did they say, cousin? Taking off on the, she put a lawnmower motor, so it went super fast. My cousin's like, ah. The older she got, the more interesting Violet's creations became. Around the time she turned 8, she was building elaborate machines from scratch. And not just any old machines. There's her creation right there. She's creating something. Somebody's barbecuing. It smells so good. Flying machines. Her parents couldn't believe their eyes when they saw Violet zoom by the first time. They were a little worried in the beginning, but they quickly saw that she was a pretty good pilot. Careful not to hit the house, Violet's father would yell. And put on a sweater. Sweater, her mother would add. Violet used anything she could find in the junkyard to make her wonderful contraptions. And there's her parents, kind of a little bit concerned. There's mom, you can see dad's face. And then there's her contraption. You can see she used a radio flyer wagon and a couple other things that she probably found around the house. There was the tub bubbler and the bicycopter and the rocket can. So she's trying to make her own hot air balloon. There's that some type of bicycle, and then shooting herself out like a rocket. The pogo plane, the slide glider, and the wingamajig, just to name a few. So the pogo game, she obviously made with a pogo stick, and there she is trying to glide off of the slide. And then here's the wingamajig, because it's got big wings. Violet's engineering was pretty sound. The only real hazards were tall trees, piles of junk in the yard, and bugs in her teeth. There's the bugs in her teeth. She might want to put some kind of mask over her mouth or keep her mouth closed because that's gross. Lots of protein, they say. Kids at school would see Violet eating lunch alone and make fun of her strange books and greasy coveralls. Claude and Clyde Mulrooney were especially obnoxious. I was thinking with the name Claude and Clyde, they might be twins, and sure enough, there they are, Claude and Clyde. People like that, when they hate on you, they're just jealous. Then one day, Violet noticed a poster in the drugstore window. Air show, October 20th, it read. That's only 2 weeks away, Violet thought. Can kids fly in the show? Is homemade aircraft allowed? That night, Violet sat in her room thinking about the air show. She knew it would be a good feeling if one of her planes won a prize. And maybe then the kids at school would be nice to her. Violet pictured exactly where she would hang her blue ribbon. So there she is, checking out the sign, and then she's laying in her room with her dog, and see, she's picturing the ribbon right there in her room. Just laying on her bed. She and Orville spent the next few days combing the junkyard for just the right materials. When they had collected a giant pile of stuff, the building began. One day, the Mulrooney twins happened to pass by. Look, it's that girl from school, one of them said. What are you doing, weirdo? I'm building an airplane, she told them. The twins exploded in laughter, then mumbled something mean as they walked away. Orville barked at the boys, but Violet just went back to her project. Take it easy, buddy, she said. We're too busy to worry about them. So there's the twins laughing. There's a dog barking, and she just keeps on working. It's like, I can't be bothered. Finally, after days of hard work, Violet had finished making her flying machine. She named the magnificent new craft the Hornet. Wait until the people in the grandstands see me flying this, Violet said to Orville. I should probably call it the Hornet because look at the color. Yellow, like a hornet. She's so proud. Oh, look at what I didn't even notice is that the dog's taking a picture of her. The test flight was a success. There she is doing some loop-de-loos. She takes off, she does a circle, she comes back down and up and around. But, I don't know if you see this. There they are right there, and then the loop, the dog falls out. Boom, 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 and then she catches him coming back around. Not like that would even happen, right? On the day of the big air show, Violet took off, bursting with excitement. Her parents' faces had beamed with pride when they wished her luck, and she thought about that as she flew through the clear autumn sky. She calculated that the trip would take about 20 minutes. She would arrive just in time for the start of the show. And there, if you look real close, the dog has a bag. It's called the barf bag, in case he gets sick. And there they are, taking off for flight to the air show. You think she's gonna win? Suddenly, something caught Violet's eye. In the river below, a group of people were waving frantically. Violet lowered her altitude to get a better look. A troop of Boy Scouts had run into trouble while canoeing. Violet knew she had to help, and fast. So here they are in the water. Here's their canoe tipped over, and they're like reaching up like, help us, help us. It wasn't easy rescuing all the boys, but Violet piloted the Hornet with careful precision. Saving the Scoutmaster from going over the falls was particularly dangerous. And there they are loading people in little by little, and they're carrying him up with a rope. And here he was on the cliff just hanging on by that branch. And she was able to rescue everyone. Violet dropped the grateful Scouts off at the hospital. Then she checked her watch. 3:30, she said to Orville sadly. We've missed the air show. She turned her plane toward home and sighed. It was a miserable feeling. So So she missed out on the contest all because she stopped to help, but she did a nice thing. And they're on the roof of the hospital so they can get medical attention. There they are flying home when she realized that they missed the air contest. That evening, Violet had no appetite for dinner. She just went upstairs and sat on her bed. All of a sudden, she heard lots of noise outside the house. She and Oroville went to the window and discovered that a crowd of people had gathered. Somebody spotted her. "There's Violet," the boy shouted jubilantly. "There's our hero." And there she is, on the bed with her dog. So sad. She's got a little toy airplane. She's got a little airplane hanging in her room. And then look at all the people outside of her door. Somebody must have reported that she had saved all those people. So here's the parents. And then here her and her dog are looking down like, what is all that commotion? The Van Winkles stepped outside, squinting from all the flash bulbs that were popping. The press, the mayor, the fire and police chiefs, even kids and teachers from school had all learned of the rescue that day and had come to praise her. "Young lady, please accept this Medal of Valor as a token of our gratitude and esteem," said the mayor. And he gave Oroville a new collar with a license that read K9 Hero. So there's all the crowd. And there's the mayor giving her her medal. And then there's Oroville with his medal. They both got medals. And there's all the paparazzi taking all the pictures. From that day on, Violet's parents let her fly whenever she wanted. But her mom still made her wear a sweater. And there's this guy, he's reading the magazine and he sees her and then he looks out his window and there she is flying by. He's reading Popular Science, he's on a plane flight, and then there she is flying by. That's it. The end. So, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing well. Miss you guys. Tomorrow's Wednesday and we have our virtual field trip. I'm super excited about that. Don't forget, it's at 1 o'clock. I sent your parents all the info for logging in. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow at 1. Take care, kiddos. Miss you. Bye. Bye. Dang it.